Hey there, you're watching the Jessa channel on YouTube. I love this music playing in the background. Today we are here back in Acanthop. Specifically, we are here on Acanthop Isle. And we are in front of, you guessed it, the church. You can see the spire up here. And we're here because we're going to church service today. Yes, it's time to be spiritual and observe how the church works. We're doing this in preparation for a wedding on Acanthop. If you don't know who's getting married, then go back and take a look at the past few episodes, as it has been exciting. So I won't spoil it for those of you who haven't seen that yet. So we are here on the first floor of the church. The church is called right now simply the Little Church, or I can't call it the Little Log Church because it's not a log church, so I'm just calling it the Little Church of Acanthop. I would like to call it something like Saint Somebody's or something like that. So I'm asking you if you have a great name for Acanthop's church. You guys have done a wonderful job in naming some of the places in Acanthop, and I love that because it does make a real Let's Play in that we are all building Acanthop together. So if you have a name, a cool name for a church, a little village church like this, let me know in the comments below. Let me give you a quick tour. This is the basement area of this church. So far, as you can see, it's just a big empty room here. The idea for this church was that this would be a place where the brides and the wedding family would come and get dressed and that kind of stuff before the wedding. Now, I don't really know what to do with it right now, so it's just an empty room. Over here are some bathrooms for guests of the church, in case the bathrooms upstairs are full, which tends to happen when you whip out the champagne and start toasting. Here is the Reverend, and this is our Reverend here, Reverend Honoria Piglet. And when she gets married, I think I'm going to drop that name. Honoria is a great name. The piglet part, every time I say that, I feel bad for her because she's absolutely not a piglet at all. And this is her office here, and she has a place where she can keep email with the people who come to her church, her friends. There's a phone here, but this is very important back here, and we'll see how this works in play. This is basically a Myshuno game machine, I guess I'd say, but basically it's a way for the Sims to play bingo, which is most appropriate, in my opinion, on a church lot. Up here on the next floor, we have the front doors when you walk into the church. Oh, and I took the bathroom out, so never mind what I said about having a bathroom upstairs. I was having trouble only having one stairwell and having people get upstairs, so I put two stairwells in. This used to be a bathroom over here, but now it's just a stairwell. Another phone. All the pews. A piano. The Reverend is very good at playing. And over here is the altar for the as yet unnamed saint of this church, looking over the church and holding up her skirts. I just realized that this is kind of a naughty statue. Oops. It seemed appropriate. I'm going to keep it. I don't care, naughty or not. And over here is a wonderful thing. When there is a baby born in Acanthop and the parents want to have that baby blessed, as in a real world baptismal, the Reverend they'll come here to the church, and the Reverend will bathe the baby in this wonderful sink here, which I wanted to make look kind of old-timey and look more than just, I didn't want it to look like a sink. I wanted it to look like some sort of special ceremonial object, so this is the best kind of sink thing I could find. This is a real actual working sink. You can get a drink, you can wash your hands, that kind of thing. And so that's helpful for bathing the babies. So this is most of the first, or not most of it, this is the first floor. This is the lectern, I guess you'd say, the podium for giving speeches. I'm going to show you how all of that works in just a moment after we're done with the tour. This is the upstairs area, and after sermon, the Reverend will offer food to her hungry brethren of the church. And so we have a very nice buffet table here. But the fun thing is that this swan, and I didn't really intend it to end up this way, but this swan shows up beautifully in this window. Isn't that lovely? And so it's very nice when the church is lit up at night. This swan also lights up a bit, and it just looks lovely. So that was a lucky break there in decorating. The church is all laid out for a wedding. The church is also available to rent for funerals and coming of age parties, I guess, or I don't know what if a sim grows into a teen and the family wants to have like a spiritual ceremony for them. Here's a wedding cake all ready to go for the wedding that's coming up here in Acanthop. This is a sink for sims to clean their dishes so they don't go wandering all the way downstairs to clean the dishes. I have play tested this lot extensively, so I am ready to show it off to you guys. Worked out all the kinks, and there were a number of kinks, but I've got them all, I think, nicely worked out. So let's get right started to a ceremony. Today is in Acanthop. It's Wednesday. It's about 7 a.m. Honoria is a morning person. This is a commercial lot. Honoria bought this lot with funds given to her by the Elder Council. And so when she retires from being the local pastor and administration of spiritual sustenance, as it were, spiritual sustenance, try saying that a couple times fast, then you'll find that she will give the deed of the lot over. And here she has a first simoleon award, and then there's a deed to the Acanthop Little Church. She also has another deed in here because she is also in charge of the deed for which you can't see easily here, but it's the deed for the cemetery, which happens to be just right next door. And in season 1, I believe it was, we went in and populated this wonderful cemetery with ghosts, and it's a business lot, and the Reverend works there as well too. So believe me, being a Reverend is hard work. So let me show you how it works with the church service. First thing to do before we open the church service is to get the Reverend up and preaching. Let's get out of this inventory screen here. I'm going to also artificially raise her energy because I've been playtesting her, and so she's tired. So we shall say that she has had a nice sleep and a nice breakfast and just came to the church. The wonders of being a sim goddess. Okay, so I'm going to go over here and I'm going to have her practice her speech. That's important to have her do that before the customers show up. This is a podium that used to be at Mod the Sims. Unfortunately, it is no longer available online. The creator took it down many years ago. Any podium will do, though. Any of the career rewards. Let me show you what I'm talking about here. I like this podium because it's modded and it's taken off some of the other aspects, but any podium will do just fine. Let's see, where am I? I am in career rewards. So we have the teleprompter podium that is part of the career rewards. And you can use cheats to get these career rewards if you're not in this career. I believe it's unlock career rewards, all one word. In fact, I don't believe that, I know that. It's unlock career rewards, and that will do it. Putting that into your cheat box using Control, Shift, and C to bring up your cheat box right here. So important for any simmer to know. Is the first thing you want to learn when simming is how to open that cheat box and start giving money to everybody left and right. I do believe that there is another podium available. Yep, I am right. So there's two podiums, the I Object Litigator podium and then the regular podium that came with the base game that I just showed you. So she's working with this podium here, and she's practicing her speech. And this is excellent because that means that the Reverend actually gains more charisma. And in my mind, a Reverend would need a lot of charisma in order to inspire her flock, as it were, of spiritual churchgoers. So we have our business sign over here. And over here, if you've watched me do lots for any amount of time, you know that I am a fond and ardent user of Pescado's hacks and mods, and this one I'm using is called Business Runs You. It's over at Maddie. More awesome than you. And I have it hidden. I know where it is because I know where I put it on every lot, but it's set to invisible because the mesh for it is extremely unpleasant looking. It looks like a hammer and sickle. It's not funny. So anyway, we're going to toggle the open and close, and I'm going to unpause this bad boy. And she's going to start preaching. Now, you'll notice that one of the ways in which the church earns money in order to continue to take care of its property and pay its landlord. And our first person up is, Deva Arai, who shall play later on in the story. And I have it set to a very low price because this is a church and it's not about, I consider this to be kind of the Sims equivalent of the offering plate. And then next up is Tiberius Horngold. So I have it set to, if I click on set price, it'll cause her to come out of her animation, which I don't want to do. But I have it set to 10 simoleons, 20 simoleons, 10 simoleons, as you can see over their heads. And I also have it set, this is wonderful, this is Kayan. He's such a cutie pie. Let's get a look at this. This is wonderful. Kayan just turned into a child. In our last few episodes, we were at his birthday party, and he has come for Sunday school. Or we'll say Wednesday school, because it's Wednesday. I don't do things like some players have, do things in rotation. I don't play in rotation. I have my own calendar system set up, which several people have asked me to show you, and I may at some point do so. But this is how I keep track of time with my own calendar system. I don't care what day it is according to the game. I don't care if it's a Wednesday, a Friday, or a Tuesday. She has church service, whatever she wants to, basically. So, but if you're particular about that, and you play in rotations, you can have yours on Sundays. Anyway, Kayan's coming to go to Sunday school. His mother has let him come over. And also here's Cicely Kimberly. This is great because this allows the kids another place to get to know each other. So, he's going downstairs, and this door, if I'm not mistaken, should be locked. Watch it not be locked. Nope. I'm gonna lock this and click allow me only, which should stop him from going in there, hopefully. Or get out of there soon. Oh, he's trying to get to the bingo machine. Yeah. I might have to put that bingo machine in her inventory if everybody keeps trying to get to it. I have this security system in. Yep. I'm going to put this in her inventory so that people don't bug me about it. I should say Sims don't bug me about it. And I'm going to click move objects on because somebody is trying to get to it to play with it. And that takes care of that. So people will stop going down there. So what you can see here is because I have this, what the Sims are doing is, we have Dev has done it already. And pretty soon, let me go back and unpause here so you can see what I'm talking about. So when a Sim comes to the lot, they're looking for something to do. And since I've put the Maishuno away, that will stop them from going down there and looking for that. That means that there isn't anything else really to do except for to come and sit down. And as Sims come in, they'll begin to sit down and listen to, as you can see, Anton's doing that. He's pulling up a seat. And here comes Cicely pulling up a seat. And here comes Mike, which is wonderful because he's here. He is actually the orphanage worker. And he's sitting down. And they're all going to sit down and listen to the sermon and talk amongst themselves. And that's basically all church is. I've set it up so that Sims come in and they come to church and they sit down. And there's Kathy. That's awesome. It's a great way for Sims to have social. She will raise her charisma here, as we can see in her skill bar. And I just have the sermon go as long as I'm interested in watching them do it. And there goes Kathy trying to go downstairs again. Oh, let's see. Have I locked him in or out? Probably. You never know with Sims how things are going to be. You always think, oh, you know, I've play tested this, so the lot should work really well, and then something happens. It's just the life of a beleaguered simmer. I am using Control the Sim as always. I'm going to bring him up and have him listen. Oops, that's the statue here. Practice speech, play. I'll just have him sit. Actually, I'll have him sit here. Can I get you out of there? Are you trapped? Nope. Good. Perfect. And Kathy is doing what Kathy likes to do, which is stand and stare at a door. I'm just going to leave her at it. This is Lucy Flynn coming up. So this is a church service in Acanthop, and the way I designed the church is I wanted them to have more to do besides just listen to the Reverend, because, you know, that's only so interesting to watch for a period of time. It's always very interesting, the Sims that show up for ministrations of the Sim God above, who is, I think, probably me. Oh, and there's Kathy paying no attention to my door rules. You see, you go through all this trouble and then Sim just pays no mind to you. I've locked this door from Sims coming in, and it's not, she doesn't care. So let me move her up here and have her sit down. Kathy, get out of the Reverend's office. The Reverend also can use this office to sit, and you can have a Reverend sort of offer, let's say you have two Sims who are having difficulty in their marriage. One Sim can come to the Reverend and talk about that and perhaps get some advice from the higher power, as it were. After the sermon is over, and we've been going at this sermon now for about an hour, so let's stop the sermon and then have the Reverend show us the next part of the church service. I can then go over here and select her and then have her perform. Let's have her perform some jazz. And I'm going to turn off, as much as I love this song. It's so awesome. This is from the, I think the rap radio station or the R&B radio station. So anyway, I'm going to cancel out of this and have her go on over, and everybody will get up as she has stopped talking now, and they'll come over and they'll start listening and paying her money. After she does that for a little while, oh, I love the kids. Look at the kids. Look at the kids in church. Oh, look at the tree in my way. Look at the kids. Oh, they're so cute. This is, these are all, actually, no, these two are in the same family. This is Anton Lockhart and Cicely Kimmerly. And Anton just got adopted a few episodes back into Cicely's family. So I'm glad to see those two bonding. And then this is Cain Montavaria, who is here by himself. When a Sim child shows up at a lot by itself, I will, because I have such a closely integrated hood, I will usually imagine that one of the other Sims that is there, one of the adult Sims, has come with that Sim as a babysitter or as a little outing. So, for example, Lucy here happens to know Cain Montavaria and was at his birthday party recently. So I would say that Lucy came with him. That just makes me feel better because I don't like to think of kids wandering around the neighborhood by themselves. So she's playing, and this is another way that she makes she makes money. Now, you can even take this idea with the church further, in that, you know, once the Reverend makes money and her salary is paid, what else can happen with that money? Well, there's a number of ideas that you could try out. For example, and I'm going to have the Reverend stop playing now and serve food because this is the next part of the church service. So she's going to cancel that. She's earned a little bit of money from playing, and she's still earning money from the ticket machine. So she's going to come upstairs. And there's one of the kids swinging down the banister. So our hardworking Reverend comes up the stairs, walking straight through the wall. Ignore that. And she puts food out. At this point, the parishioners are feeling a little bit hungry. So I use a little trick. And I want to show you this trick. It's a fun trick. To get everybody up to the top floor of a lot really quickly. Or anywhere you want them to be on a lot. Let's say you're having a party and you want everyone to go over to this part of the lot and play a game there. Rather than selecting each sim and sending them over there, which can be quite tedious, one of the neat little tricks of Simlogical, Inga at Simlogical, has a prison system, which I have shown you guys in previous episodes. That prison system includes a token. It looks like this, and it's called the Visitor Assembly Point. It's just a token that goes on the wall. What Inga has done is she has programmed this token so that you can click on it and you can call different people. You can call everyone in the lot. You can call people that have been marked as staff, which is not applicable for this lot, nor is the prisoner's choice. But visitors is. Or you can call a specific sim. I'm going to call all the visitors. And you can see that the Reverend showed up. They're going to show up and they're going to stand here and they're going to have the buffet table come into their thoughts like that. That's because they're trying to get to the place right in front of the point. Everybody comes walking up and boom. Now at this point, I'm going to grab a plate, have the Reverend grab a plate, if she can get to one. And because the Sims are going to be kind of hungry and she starts the gravy train, as it were, as soon as people move out of her way. Don't put the plate down on the floor. There we go. She'll walk over. Other people will start to eventually grab a plate because there's food right in front of them. Or they'll sit down and talk, or they'll go somewhere else off in the lot. But a lot of them will grab some food and start talking. So I have had Sims come over, and if you want to kind of jumpstart it a little bit, like with Deva here, you can select her. Oh, I'm sorry. You know what? I forgot one important thing that I was supposed to do. Before doing that, I have hidden here the motive adjuster from the Inseminator. The Inseminator is something that I have used for many years. You can get it at just Google Inseminator, spelled INSIMENATOR, Inseminator. And it is basically a way for you to do things with the Sims behind the scenes. So I have forgotten to do something important, and that is I spawned the motive adjuster, and then I changed its model. I'll show you what I mean. That's how the motive adjuster normally looks. And then you go over here and you click change model, and you can choose the model type, and you can make it an outdoor plant, for example, like that. And it's still the motive adjuster. That's what I mean by change model. Let's delete this one because we already have one on the lot. Here's this one. I'm going to make everyone's motives here 50% hunger. And then I'm going to call them again. Except for her. No, I don't want to visit the community lot. And everybody's going to go over there, and now that they have 50% hunger, eventually they're going to start eating. I could choose 25% hunger, but then they sometimes tend to leave the lot. So there's Deva grabbing something to eat, and there's Lucy grabbing something to eat. And there's one of the kids, and you can see that's how you get them to eat when you want them to eat. That's how I do it, at least. It's the easiest and quickest way to get people to do what you want. And then other Sims may not choose to for whatever reason, but that's fine. They can go off and do something else on the lot. So the Reverend is here having people eat food. And I'm going to pause here with everybody happily eating food. And interestingly enough, Kathy and Deva, who are engaged to be married, sitting close and next to each other, with Kathy looking her usual very odd and slightly cheerless self, and Deva talking about people and friends, that kind of thing. That's how I interpret that sometimes. And we have more people coming up to the lot to enjoy themselves. And once again, I can do the same thing and make everyone here 50% hunger if I want to get them to eat too, that kind of thing. Or I can make a certain person's motive, someone's motives here. I can change them to make them 100%. Unfortunately, I can't change them to lower their motives. But that's okay. I can just choose them with the control the sim. So that's the first part of how I run my church service in Acanthop. And let me put on some music again. There we go. In the next episode, I'm going to come back and we're going to finish the church service, and then we're going to move on to the preparations for the wedding. I want to thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed what you saw, please hit the thumbs up button below, and it wonderfully encourages me. I appreciate that so much. All your comments and all the wonderful things that you guys do to help me and the channel is so appreciated. And if you loved what you saw, join the party, the ever-growing party, and subscribe. I'll see you back here for part 2 of the Church of Acanthop, the Little Church of Acanthop, I should say, in the next episode. Thank you, as always, for watching. Get every new Jessa channel video right in your email inbox. Subscribe, then from your YouTube homepage, click Manage Subscriptions, then check Email with new uploads. And thanks for watching.